Hey y'all, I'm Ariel. Welcome to my channel if you're new, and welcome back if you're a subscriber. You guys, I'm so super excited. It's literally almost 2025. Let's jump straight right into it. Y'all know I could get to talking, so let's just get right up into this tutorial. My hair has been washed and blow dried. Now my roots are like grown out. This part is permed and bleached. My roots are just bleached but not permed. We're working with a lot here. Bear with me, right? We're gonna be doing a lot of different styles with my hair. I'm gonna be dyeing it all kind of different colors. I truly can't wait. But to not make this intro super long, let's just jump right into this tutorial. I will be voicing this over, so let's get into it. Okay, y'all, so let's get into it. The hair we'll be using is Model 16-inch 613 Platinum and this dipping pink 30-inch from Zuri, and some pink glitter tinsel, some hair bonding glue, a wig cap, a brush, a paddle brush specifically, a rat tail comb with the metal end, a blow dryer, a mini flat iron for my edges, a flat comb, some Got2B, some pump it up spray, edge booster, and Wonder Weave wrap. Okay, for every hair tutorial, I will forever remind you to take it step by step, section by section. First thing we're gonna do is part the half up, half down. So we're gonna make a part from ear to ear, passing over the crown of the head. So I use Got2B not only to lay my hair down to make sure it is neat and stays in place, but I also use it as a foundation. I put my wig cap on and I use a white marker to line where my part is, cut out my ear holes, and then I basically make sure that they're not too small because it can start hurting your ear. After that, we're going to create a barrier from hello? You want. So we're creating a barrier between our hair and the wig cap and the glue. So I'm using this Wonder Weave to create the second barrier. The freeze spray, the Got2B, was the first, and then this is gonna really seal it in. And I'm gonna show y'all what it sounds like when you know you have a pretty good barrier. Please observe. Okay, so once it sounds like that, you're ready to start laying down your tracks. You're gonna go from your kitchen, and you wanna go from right to left, of course, so ear to ear, and you wanna lay them down in a style of like a pretty open parentheses. I would say a C shape, but that's a little too closed off. So you want to make sure it looks like a parentheses when you're laying it down on your head. That's like a semicircle, basically. And you're just going to keep doing that until you get to the top. So that will basically allow the hair to lay in this type of way to where it hides the tracks, okay? So when I lay the glue on the track, I lay a thin layer, I dry it up a little bit, and then I lay it down on the wig cap. I also hold it like this with my hand so I can access the whole entire track. As you get to the top of your head, this parentheses or this semicircle, whatever you want to call it, is going to begin to close and make a C shape. To add the glitter tinsel, I've actually never done this before. I was like, what if I just lay it over my head to where if I lay the track down with glue, it'll like basically tape it down, but with the glue in the track. You get what I'm saying? So I basically laid the track down as normal, but made sure the glitter tinsel was overlapped with the track that had glue on it so it would stick to my head, and it actually ended up working. So once you get to the point where it starts to close, the track starts to make that C shape, you can cut your cap off. And then I laid the glitter tinsel in a horizontal and a vertical twice, and then I just kept laying the tracks, and you can see the tracks went from a parentheses to a semicircle to a C shape, and then it's going to make kind of a U shape. As you can see, it looks kind of like a U on the top of my head, right? And I'm also using the track to seal down the glitter tinsel. I cannot believe it worked, but it did. Like, okay, check me out. It's looking good. So I basically just kept measuring out. I was laying down the pink, and then once I got to the top, I made sure to lay down the blonde so that my hair would blend with it, which is that leave out that we left out at the beginning of the video to lay over this part of the hair so we could cover that A lot of what our hairstyles is illusion. So the art of illusion is very important when doing our hair. Here I decided to just close it off with a really small piece. So this is where I kind of lay the track right by itself, or right next to each other, so that it basically closes it off. And then I hold it down and dry it, and then I would basically lay the leave out over this part of my hair. Okay, so we're gonna cut this hair because, like I said, we had 16-inch for the 613, and then we had 30-inch for the pink. So I wanted it a kind of a boob length, right? Because I wanted the curls to like sit right on top of my boobs, right? And I knew I was gonna curl them, so I wasn't focused on having it be super straight. Okay, so next is the parting for the front half of the style. I went ahead and parted out my swoop. Okay, when you part your swoop out, make sure you're laying it on your face to make sure it's covering enough of your forehead, and don't put out too big of a piece or too small of a piece. So you need to make sure that when you're laying the swoop down, it looks like it's gonna do what it do after you add the tracks. I add tracks to my swoop because my hair clearly is too short and it's damaged. So I was also parting out where I was gonna do the buns. I decided to do 5 buns. I wanted it to look like a crown, so I really made sure they were as symmetrical as possible. And then I got to cutting the tracks. I basically decided to use the 30-inch pink hair to braid into each of these buns. I'm gonna go ahead and time lapse this, but then I'm gonna come back and show you exactly how I did these buns. So just stay tuned because I'm gonna give you an in-depth step-by-step of how I did the buns. But first, I used clear rubber bands and some Shine and Jam to sleek this down to create a secure foundation for each bun. Once I did that, I was ready to go into the next part, which isn't as hard as it looks. Let's get into the swoop. I am measuring out the track, cutting it. I did blonde, pink, blonde, pink, blonde, pink, because I wanted just the pink to be everywhere in my head. I really wanted the pink to be a moment, a statement piece, and an accessory, not just a hair color, if you get what I'm saying. Like, I wanted it to be like almost like jewelry, but in my hair, but it's not charms, it's just hair, you know? Anyway, after I added all the tracks, piece by piece, I started at the top, got to be sprayed it, slicked it down, blow dried it, and I kept pressing it down with my hands, petting it down almost, like keep pressing it down to where it's sleek. And then I like to just fold it over my ear, and then I curl the bottom of it. So as you can see, I went piece by piece, section by section of the swoop, using the got to be to hold it in place. And then I used the blow dryer to guide it, and I used my hand to smooth it out. And I literally started from the top, then I went down on my face, and then I even used gel in some sections that it didn't like completely lay down in. And what I love to do with a swoop, especially when I add tracks, is tuck it behind my ear, and then I like to curl the end of it so that it creates like this cute little moment. I absolutely love doing this with a swoop. It just eats down every time, and I feel like the baddest bitch to ever walk the planet Earth ever. Like, look how cute this curl is about to come out. And then you see how I'm tucking it behind my ear, and I'm just making sure the heat touches the entirety of the synthetic hair because it is synthetic. And I spray it with the got to be and tuck this very securely, and it looks so cute. Okay, like I said, I'm going to time lapse these 4 buns that I'm about to do, but when I do the last one, I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna talk you through everything you need to do to achieve the bun look that I have. Okay, like I said, I'm going to time lapse these 4 buns that I'm about to do, but when I do the last one, I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna talk you through everything you need to do to achieve the bun look that I have. Okay, so first things first, I basically cut the pink hair off the track. This is 30 inches of hair, so it was plenty to work with. I teased the ends because you don't want them blunt. You want to be able to work with this hair. I basically sectioned out 3 sections within each of the ponytails that I had. So in this one, I made 3 sections, and each section was a braid. So I securely wrapped around the other 2 sections into the other bun, and then I braided in the pink track hair into my hair, right? I used some Shine and Jam to slick the ends of my hair down into the synthetic hair, the pink hair. And then once I got far down enough to where I just felt like it was secure, I started twisting it, swirling it, twirling it, wrapping it around itself. I don't know. Just like twisting it really, 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 really tightly and using that Shine and Jam to make sure it was smooth and silky. And what will naturally happen is the hair will start to invert unto itself or fold unto itself to create this kind of swirly tight pattern that we have here. I really wish I knew the name. Oh my gosh, if I learn the name of these, I will put them in the title one day. But yeah, so as you keep twisting the hair around itself or wrapping it around itself, it creates these cute little swirlies, and you want to do it tight. Keep adding Shine and Jam and just keep twisting. And honestly, I kind of followed my heart as far as where I was wrapping it around. As long as it felt secure and I liked how it looked, I kept it like that. I don't focus on perfection when I'm doing my hair. I just focus on like, do I like it? If that makes sense. I'm like, do I like it though? Like, I don't want it to look exactly like a picture that I saw. Yes, we can all draw inspiration from Pinterest and other girlies and gays that we see. However, I still like to make my styles my own in any way I can. So this was a way that I could do that in not making it look like everyone else's, right? So I basically have two sections left. So I parted this one in half, and then I used braiding hair, okay, to make this swirl. So I didn't want the pink to be the entirety of the buns. I wanted it to be, again, like just like a little sprinkle of it, like a little pizzazz, you know? So I basically braided it up, and then I twisted until it like turned in on it. It's almost like, I want to say it's almost like mini Bantu knots, but not really, because we're not trying to get a curl, we're trying to achieve a style. So I don't know, y'all. If you know the name of these, please let me know. But I want to show y'all one more time in real time. I braid in the braiding hair into my hair, and I braid down far enough, maybe 5 or 6 times, to where it feels secure. And then I use the Shine and Jam to begin securing my hair, making it silky smooth, but also to start twisting it and making it shiny. Okay, so again, you're going to use that Shine and Jam and start wrapping the hair against itself really, really, really tightly until the hair starts folding in on itself and turning in on itself and creating this super cute swirly moment that we have going on here. I ended up securing the bun with the very last piece. So I just twisted it until, how many times did I say twist and turn? LOL. But I basically just twisted it until I got to the end. And once I did get to the end, I used the rest of the braiding hair to wrap it securely around the base of the bun so that it was as secure as possible. So as you can see, you want to be very mindful of all the different sections we have going on here. We have the swoop in the front, we have the tracks in the back, and then we have the leave out that still needs to be straightened. So keeping in mind, you know, to be very neat and precise while making it your own is very important with a style like this. Another thing I did to customize the buns was leave out some hairs, like almost like some spikies. You can see in the bun above this one, there's like a piece of braiding hair, just like that I kind of left out because I just thought it was cute. Like it's like a little, like a firework. I felt like it was giving firework because it's like New Year's, you know? So I left that piece out. So I was gonna do the same with this. So after I wrap it up enough times to where it feels secure, I make sure to leave out a piece or two to where it has this kind of spiky look to it. And I really feel like that really gave it a different type of like spunky Y2K type of look. So once I got to where I felt like it was secure, I cut it and I left that spiky out, and I just feel like that was super duper cute. I really loved this style. It just felt so unique. I've never seen anyone with this particular style, and I really ended up loving it. The next thing I did was flat iron my leave out, flat combed it. I really should have used a wax stick because it did puff up, But nonetheless, it still came out great. I also curled the ends and I flexi rodded it for a literal day. So for about 30 hours, or I want to say 35, 40 hours, my hair was in flexi rods. That's so important when you curl your hair and you want it to stay curly all night. Curl it the night before or the day before and flexi rod it, and it'll come out like this. Y'all, this style was so cute. I absolutely loved it. I hope this helped you. Thank you for listening, watching, and existing. I'm Ariel. Until we meet again. Bye.